Last year, we were honored to have the Census Bureau share with us how they've been preparing for Census 2020. With the big day drawing near, we're thrilled to have the team back for an exclusive update. Please welcome Deirdre Bishop and Suzanne McArdle.
Thank you, James. April 1st, 2020 is Census Day, and it's 50 days away. In the next few weeks, you're going to be invited to respond to the 2020 census to shape your future. Your response will determine how many legislators represent your state in Congress, how your voting district boundaries are drawn, and how funding for your schools, your health clinics, and your disaster response gets allocated. The first component of the 2020 census, establishing where to count you, is complete. Satellite imagery from NGA and USDA, along with geospatial data from tribal, federal, state, and local partners, enabled us to validate 65% of the nation's addresses from within our census offices. Census employees then used GIS to validate the remaining 35% in the field, displayed in green. If you live in a census tract that has or continues to undergo change, you may have seen us carrying our census bags and laptops last fall, especially in areas like those around the Nationals baseball stadium in downtown DC. Now that we know where to count people, what is the best way to engage with people to motivate them to respond? We want to take you behind the scenes and share a little bit of our science and analytics behind inviting approximately 330 million people to be counted, once, only once, and in the right place. Using GIS in combination with data from our geographic programs, we determined how best to deliver the invitation to your home. In remote areas of the country, shown here in dark green, we extend personal invitations and conduct the enumeration at the door. We began this process on January 21st in Tooksuk Bay, Alaska. We started there well in advance of Census Day, before the ground thawed and the residents departed to hunt, fish, or perform other warm weather jobs. Shown here in beige are addresses that typically do not receive traditional mail delivery. In these primarily rural parts of the country, we will send a census worker to update our address list and leave an invitation that requests a 2020 census response. This operation will begin on March 15th. In blue, you see that for most of the country, 95.32% to be exact, we depend on the United States Postal Service to deliver 2020 census invitations. In mid-March, these households will begin receiving their personal invitations in the mail. What will those invitations look like? Using GIS, again, in combination with our own data, we tailored our contact strategy.
For all of the households that will be receiving mail, we've used our own American Community Survey data and historical response rates to get you the type of invitation that makes the most sense. If you live in purple areas across the map, like the vast majority of the country does, your first invitation will encourage you to respond online. We can see that's the case for most of the DC metro area. But if you live in a green area on the map, like on the eastern shore of Maryland, your very first invitation will include an actual paper questionnaire. You'll still have the choice to respond online or by phone, but we've taken a great deal of care to determine which areas are less likely to respond online and make the paper forms available to those areas right off the bat. We further refined our mail contact strategy by identifying areas that would benefit from bilingual materials. In Las Vegas, those areas are the ones seen here in darker shades on the map. Households in the purple areas will be encouraged to respond online, but that will take place with a Spanish-English invitation letter. Households in the dark green areas will receive a bilingual paper questionnaire. When you receive your invitation, please go online to respond.
This is what it will look like when you go to my2020census.gov. You can respond in 13 different languages. While we hope that you will respond online, if you prefer to respond by telephone or by mail, that's okay too. And if you don't respond within 6 weeks, you'll receive a knock on your door. Even the personal follow-up phase of the census will be powered by GIS. Our census workers will carry an iPhone that directs them to non-responding addresses at the best time of day, and then allows them to ask the census questions at the door. Later this fall, we'll be working hard to tabulate the 2020 census data. Our new census geographies will be published in December, followed by demographic and housing data products throughout 2021. As GIS professionals, the 2020 census results will help you and your organizations make well-informed, data-driven decisions that benefit our nation. Now's the easy part. When you receive your invitation, go online and respond. And please, encourage others around you to do the same. Thank you.